Hey everybody. I often have people ask me the question, what do I do at the start of a project? And of course the answer is, well, it depends on what the project's about. What I put together in this lesson is just some information about what kind of information do you need to look for based on the kind of project you're working on. So what I've done is I've made some categories of projects, and I said, okay, for this category of project, typically the information you need is this kind of information. And then I've given some examples of actual projects so you can see how that applies in context in a real project. Now, this is guidelines, so I don't want you to take this and say, Jerry said this is the only information that I need for this project. No. So what I've given you is some guidelines, a starting point, a way to think about your project. Any particular project, you may find other things that you need to know. Plus, all I'm putting here is the starting point. I'm not giving you every kind of requirement you're ever going to need on that project, because for a lot of projects you're going to need every kind of requirement over time. But what I want to give you is where to start. What's the important information that you need to start with to get the project going, and as you work on the project you're going to find the additional information that you need to collect. Okay, so with that caveat, I want to show you some sample projects. And here I put a little table of contents so you can see what's in here. I've categorized the projects three different ways. Corporate internal projects, so that's your typical IT kind of project. Creating a product for sale. We're going to look at things in a little different way when we're creating products that we're going to sell to someone else than if we're doing a project inside the company. And then the third category I made was business process projects, because again those are going to look pretty different from the other two. And then under each category I have several different kinds of projects. So under corporate internal we're going to look at maintaining existing software, installing third-party software, updating third-party software, and creating new software. If we're creating a product for sale, we'll look at maintaining an existing product, creating a new product in an existing line of business, and creating all new software. And then finally, under business process projects, we have write the business processes for a new company, change or add a business goal or corporate direction, and update a business process. So again, these aren't every possible kind of project you could ever be involved with, but I think it gives a nice overview of pretty typical projects that we're involved with as business analysts. Corporate internal project. So now imagine that you're in an IT department and you're working on maintaining software that your company has written. It's not something you've bought. Your company, your people wrote this software and you need to maintain it. So what kinds of information do you need at the start of this project? Well, this is pretty typical. What bugs will be fixed? If we're doing maintenance on software, probably people have been reporting problems. And so we want to know what those are. What are we going to fix right now in this particular project? What new features will be added? What enhancements will we make to existing features? And we also want to look at how the changes will impact the business. So, sometimes in these projects there is no business impact, other times there will be. So we need to consider that as well, not just the software changes, but what does it do to the business. So I have an example of a project just to give you an idea how this would work. So let's say our company has created an application for its sales team to use while they're on the road, and they're going to use this application to record and update prospect or customer records and their sales. Now, the salespeople have reported some bugs that need to be fixed. Okay, it's the start of the project. You're the business analyst. You need to find that list of bugs. What are they? And so basically your requirement is going to be in the form. Your requirements will be in the form, or the type of the requirement will be essentially a feature list or a bug list, however you want to think of it. It's a list of things that need to be fixed. Then the salespeople have said they would like to add several fields to the prospect record. The prospect or customer's birthday, their anniversary, wedding anniversary, their spouse's name, the names of ages of their children, and then just a note field where the salesperson can put any additional information that they want. Okay, so one of the questions you want to ask is this the complete list of fields that the salespeople need? And then basically your requirement type here is data. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at data. We probably also have a need here, and I'm going to just add this. We probably also have a need to know what kinds of reports. Oops, let's see if we can type here. What kinds of reports are needed for this data? What kinds of reports or searches, let's say. So we may need to update an existing report or change a report or a search. So here we're working with data, and we need to be able to put it into the system, we need to be able to get it out. The most important thing here though is what is the data? Okay, then they have another requirement. They want to get a notification 2 weeks before a prospect or customer's birthday. Well, we need to figure out how that'll happen. Is this going to be an email notification? When they open the tool, will they get a prompt? How is this going to work? Are they going to get an SMS message on their iPhone? I mean, how do we want to do this? So that's one of the things you need to determine. And based on the answer, your requirement type, it might just be a feature request. You might have a mock-up of a user interface to show, what it would look like, or you might even have something like a use case. Well, then we have another statement here. This is going to support a new corporate goal to bring in more personalized experience to customers and prospects. Oh boy, corporate goal. I need to ask a question here. Are there any other enhancement requests from the salespeople or one of the company management levels? Because this is related to our corporate goals, there might be more visibility on this project from upper management, and they might have some additional requirements. They might want reports about if sales have gone up since we've added these details, for example. So there may be some other information, other reports that will be added to this project because it's a corporate project, because it's something that's supporting this new corporate initiative. Whenever you see something like that, you want to keep an eye on it. You want to pay particular attention because it may lead to these additional requirements. Thank you for listening.